Indian financial system, and what we were discussing was the formal Indian financial system as a set of various systems, subsystems, which include financial institutions, markets, financial instruments, and financial services. So I'm giving you an overview of all these elements here, and then in the syllabus with each unit we are taking up one instrument, or not instrument but one subsystem in detail. Okay, so in the last class, we had started with the financial institutions, and I told you that the difference between banking and non-banking institutions is that banking institutions, they accept deposits and give out loans, while non-banking institutions, they only give loans. They do not accept deposits, and hence they are not creating credit in the economy. Coming to banking institutions, you have commercial banks and you have cooperative banks. Commercial banks, as the name suggests, commercial banks जो होंगे, they are being run with the motive of earning profit. Okay, and under this you have public sector banks, private sector banks, RRBs. RRBs stand for, what is the full form of RRB? Anyone? रीजनल रूरल बैंक्स. तो जो आप ग्रामीण बैंक सुनते हो, जो रूरल एरियाज में होते हैं, दोज आर योर RRBs. एंड देन यू हैव फॉरेन बैंक्स लाइक स्टैंडर्ड चार्टर्ड और your ANZ, Grindlays, all these are your foreign banks. Now डिफरेंस बिटवीन पब्लिक एंड प्राइवेट सेक्टर बैंक्स, जहां पर गवर्नमेंट की होल्डिंग ज्यादा है वो पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक है, जहां पर मेजॉरिटी होल्डिंग प्राइवेट हैंड्स में है, लाइक HDFC, एक्सिस, ICICI, all these are your private sector banks. RRBs specifically catering to the needs of the rural population. So अगर महाराष्ट्र ग्रामीण बैंक है या जम्मू एंड कश्मीर ग्रामीण बैंक है, ये सब RRBs हैं. And foreign banks, as I told you, they are incorporated outside India and they have opened branches within our territory. Now, public sector banks specifically, someone is working on NPS. Abhay is here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so public sector banks आप cover करोगे detail में, you'll see the lot of mergers have also taken place. Government ने दो तीन public sector banks को merge भी कर दिया है, just to increase their profitability. Okay, balance sheet position, NPAs जो increase हो रहे थे, so all this development has taken place in the public sector banks. Okay, then second type of banking institution can be a cooperative bank. What will be a cooperative bank? What is a cooperative organization?
Like a group of members pool the amount within themselves and lend.
Yes, absolutely right. So it is based on mutual cooperation. Members will contribute money and then mutually whosoever is in need can borrow that money, and the terms and conditions are set by the members themselves. So cooperative societies भी होती हैं. Even आपने अगर Easy Day का नाम सुना है, all of you must have. So they have members, मतलब उनके दो business models हैं. One where they are catering at discounted prices to the members, and other is for the outsiders, non-members. So cooperatives, they don't work with the objective of making profit. Their objective is to help the members and work mutually. Okay, NBFCs, again we'll take up in detail. After that, the second subset of the Indian financial system, and this is what we are covering in this unit in detail, is the system of financial markets in India. Okay. Now, first and foremost, and the most popular way of classification of financial markets is on the basis of time. Now, this is one basis on which we are classifying the financial markets on the basis of time. You have money market and you have capital market. So yes, what is the difference between the two? मनी मार्केट और कैपिटल मार्केट में क्या डिफरेंस है टाइम के बेसिस पे? कैपिटल मार्केट में आपकी शेयर मार्केट, आपकी डेट मार्केट, कमोडिटी मार्केट, everything comes on under the capital market. And money market, you can see you have treasury bills, commercial bills, certificate of deposit, commercial papers. Never heard of these terms? Yes, Chirag?
What difference? You're asking about the difference.
Loudly, beta.
You're
आवाज
asking
नहीं आ
about
रही.
the difference
But
between these.
not audible. Just come closer to the mic. Or you can put it in the chat box. Okay, so by that time, I'll just let you know the definition. Money market is for investment for a period less than 1 year, while capital market deals in instruments in which you can invest for a period more than 1 year. So specifically, money market is having only those instruments of investment where the maximum time validity is 364 days. Okay. उसके बाद 365 days and above अगर आपने investment करनी है, then you have the capital market segment. Okay, obviously it is not mandatory. If I am buying shares, I can sell them after 2 months, after 1 month, after 1 week also. But capital market has all the instruments where you can make long-term investment. Money market as a segment is more open for banks and big financial institutions. तो ये लोग गवर्नमेंट के जो बिल्स होते हैं, ट्रेजरी बिल्स होते हैं, आपके कमर्शियल पेपर्स और सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ डिपॉजिट होते हैं, इनमें डील करते हैं ज्यादा. ओके, शॉर्ट टर्म बोरोइंग्स होती हैं ये, and investors invest in them and accordingly earn interest on them. Many of them are issued at discount and redeemed at par. Say for example, treasury bill है 100 रुपए का और 95 पे इशू हुआ, 100 रुपए पे 3 महीने बाद रिडीम हो गया 90 डेज बाद. सो 5 रुपीज आपका रिटर्न हो जाता है इन्वेस्टमेंट पे. बट जो रिटेल इन्वेस्टर की पार्टिसिपेशन है, रिटेल इन्वेस्टर हुआ someone say like you or me who's investing an amount less than 2 lakh rupees. So retail participation in the money market is very low. It is only big financial institutions and primary dealers, high net worth individuals who invest in the money market. On the other hand, capital market is open for all types of investors. Retail participation is improving over the years, and it constitutes of both the debt and equity segment, and of course commodity, forex, all these segments. Forex would be a separate market, but derivative market, all these are part of the capital market. You also see there's one classification here. Under the capital market, you have a primary market, you have a secondary market, and you have a derivative market. So what is a primary market?
A market where primary issue happens.
Yes, a market where the securities are issued for the very first time. तो जो IPOs आते हैं market में, like say in the past 6 months or 1 year, there have been multiple IPOs in the market, like Motherson Sumi System था, then Mazagaon Dock, Angel Broking. So ये तो I'm giving you some examples. There were multiple IPOs in the previous 8 to 10 months. So when the company issues the shares for the very first time, securities for the very first time, they are issued in the primary market. Then subsequent trading of these securities takes place in the secondary market. तो बाय और सेल जो होता है बाद में वो सेकेंडरी मार्केट में होता है. And then you have a derivative market. Has anyone heard about derivatives?
Ma'am, like we will be quoting the price that this will be in the future.
Okay. अच्छा, नॉर्मल जो हमारी कैपिटल मार्केट है क्लास, उसमें जो सेटलमेंट होती है ट्रांजैक्शन की, वो होती है T+2 days की ट्रांजैक्शन साइकिल होती है. इसका मतलब क्या है, अगर आज मंडे को आप एंटर कर रहे हो बाय या सेलिंग ऑफ शेयर्स में, बाइंग और सेलिंग में, तो बाय वेडनेसडे योर डील विल क्लोज. Delivery of cash, delivery of securities, everything will close by T+2 day. T is the day of transaction and +2 is the second day post the day of transaction. So if I enter into trade on Monday, it closes on Wednesday. If I enter into trade on Wednesday, it closes on Friday. And if I enter into trade on Friday, कब close होगा trade? अगर आपने फ्राइडे को ऑर्डर प्लेस करा बाइंग ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज का, तो वो ट्रेड कब क्लोज होगा? There should be at least 2 working days. So it will close on Tuesday. Counting Monday and Tuesday as the 2 working days. Saturday, Sunday, market is closed. No activity takes place. So T+2 will be Tuesday. Now this is the normal cycle in the secondary market. Derivative market is when you want to enter into a longer time horizon. I enter into trade today, but the rate of exchange, rate of buying the security is decided today, but the actual payment and the actual delivery of securities will take place in the future. And by future, I mean a time which is more than T+2 days. So for example, चलो एक्सपोर्ट इम्पोर्ट का एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. I'll just add a page here. So say an Indian importer is importing some goods from US. The order is placed today on 1st February 2021, while the shipment will be delivered on 3rd, say 1st March 21. Okay, now when the importer is importing goods from US, he needs to make the payment in dollars. Okay, and whatever be the exchange rate today, the actual payment will be made after the goods have been received. Say simplicity के लिए अभी हम ये terms रखते हैं ट्रेड की कि जब शिपमेंट इंडिया रीच करेगा तब इंपोर्टर को डॉलर्स में पेमेंट करनी है टू द एक्सपोर्टर. Again, for simplicity, let's keep that the exchange rate on the day of placing order is rupees 75 per dollar. Now the payment will happen after 2 months. There are two possibilities. This exchange rate on 1st March 2021 might be 76 per dollar or it might be 74 per dollar and say टोटल ट्रेड की वर्थ $100 है जो हमने ऑर्डर जो इंडियन इंपोर्टर ने प्लेस करा है. नाउ लुकिंग एट द एग्जांपल, टेल मी out of the two, 76 and 74, which will be the best option for the importer? कौन से एक्सचेंज रेट पे उसको फायदा होगा?
74.
74, yes, that is very clear. क्योंकि जहाँ पे पहले 7500 पेमेंट करनी पड़ती है, अब 7400 पे करके $100 मिल जाएंगे और उसकी पेमेंट यूएस एक्सपोर्टर को हो जाएगी. But all this is very uncertain. Now, if the importer wants to lock in 75 today itself, कि चाहे 2 months के बाद कुछ भी सिचुएशन हो मार्केट में, मैं मैक्सिमम 75 रुपीज पर डॉलर पे करूंगा. सो फॉर दिस ही कैन एंटर इनटू द डेरिवेटिव सेगमेंट ऑफ द मार्केट. Derivatives help us lock in the prices today for payment and settlement in the future. So if he enters into a dollar-based derivative, like a dollar-based future contract, तो उसमें क्या होगा? रेट आज डिसाइड हो गया एक्सचेंज रेट, पर एक्चुअल जो पेमेंट करनी है और जो डॉलर्स मिलेंगे वो 1st March 2021 को मिलेंगे. So if I go into details, it is a very broad topic, but let's limit ourselves to understanding here कि जहां पर भी ट्रेड साइकिल T+2 days से ज्यादा की होती है वो मार्केट आपकी डेरिवेटिव मार्केट होती है. To some extent, is this clear? Is any doubt, any question, I'll answer. Okay, apart from that, you have financial instruments like your shares, your debentures, your commodities. All these are actually financially, your treasury bills, commercial papers, all these are financial instruments जिनके थ्रू आप ट्रेड कर सकते हो. म्यूचुअल फंड्स हो गए. इसमें एक टर्म है, ये विल डू दी स्पेसिफिक टर्म्स इन डिटेल. इनोवेटिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स क्या होते हैं? से जो आप लोगों ने हाइब्रिड शायद नाम सुना हो, हाइब्रिड इंस्ट्रूमेंट, जिसमें एक इक्विटी सेगमेंट है, एक डेट सेगमेंट है, दोनों के अलग अलग फीचर्स हैं. पर ऐसे भी इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स होते हैं जिनमें दोनों के फीचर्स होते हैं, इक्विटी भी और डेट भी. जैसे कन्वर्टेबल डिबेंचर्स, वैसे आपने परचेज करा डिबेंचर्स, पर से कंपनी 2 ईयर्स के बाद आपको ऑप्शन देती है दैट यू कैन कन्वर्ट योर डिबेंचर्स इनटू इक्विटी. So this becomes a hybrid instrument having features of both types of financial instruments, that is equity and debt. And last is financial services. So your leasing, hire purchase, factoring, merchant banking or investment banking, credit rating, all these are financial services. फीस बेस्ड सर्विसेज होती हैं. जनरली बैंक्स और फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस हेल्प करते हैं कंपनीज की टू प्रोवाइड दीज सर्विसेज, और देयर कैन बी स्पेसिफिक फर्म्स which are providing these services only. Okay, so instead of overloading you with this information right now, what we'll do is we'll do these terms in these specific units. Okay. and there we'll discuss them in detail. वहां पर आपको ज्यादा रेलेवेंस लगेगी, ज्यादा अच्छे से समझ आएगा.